Good morning, everybody. Oh, it is Friday. Oh, and I've got to apologize. Our webinar today that I planned for week 3 of the operations. I'm going to pivot a little bit today. We're going to talk about something we spoke about months ago, and that is vibe coding. And I'm going to tell you a little bit why. I can't go into full details. I had a bit of a family emergency last night that's still carrying over into today. And everything's going to be okay. But needless to say, it took me out of my element for today's plans. But one of the things I thought about, I'm like, how can I still do a good webinar and show people how to use AI in operations, but not the itinerary that I had planned out for this 6-week series. And so one of the things that I thought we would do today is we'd have a little bit of a shorter webinar. I definitely want to answer any questions that you guys have, but what I want to show you are some things that we are doing that make use of AI in what we call vibe coding, right? Which I don't recommend anyone who's not a software engineer or software developer trying to build some type of commercial app that uses proprietary customer information or financial information or legal information for commercial purposes. That's just my disclaimer. If you don't know what you're doing, you can do some damage. But I'm going to show you something that I do think that everybody in this room can do. And if you're inside of a platform that gives you the ability to code for AI, let me just take a sip of this. I've been struggling today a little bit. Thank you, D. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's been a challenging 24 hours. That's we'll say that. So inside of our JourneyBuilder platform, I think I've shared this before, but I just want to kind of recoup this. Vibe coding, first of all, is when you use AI to write code. And you might be thinking, I'm not a programmer. I can't. Thank you, Avanice. Thank you so much. I'm not a programmer. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't create software. I'm out. I'm checking out. And you might be like, I'm done. Right? Don't check out on this one. I'm going to show you some things that we've been able to build. I am not a programmer, and I know a little bit, but definitely not like a software developer, software engineer was never in my job title. The most I ever did was learn how to program an HTML website, which is not very logic heavy. It's just visual, right? You're just putting in things that make things look a certain way. And that's very easy to do. So inside of our platform JourneyBuilder, and again, if you don't have JourneyBuilder, there are other ways to vibe code. I'm going to show you how to use Claude or do things, but I want to show you in terms of your operation some of the things that we've built. So if JourneyBuilder will load for me right now. I don't know what I tried to pull up. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, now it is loading. I'm just in the wrong tab. Once I get it to come up, well, what is going on with my internet right now? And I'm hoping you guys are hearing me okay, but everything seems to be slow on my computer today. Technology. So I'm going to show you some apps that we've built and some ways that you can build things to do some of the tasks and some of the operations that you would want to do, right? And of course, when you have everything pulled up and ready to go, and then it doesn't want to load for you. Here we go. It's loading. Okay. All right. Now I can share my screen. Good. Thanks, Harry. I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, internet seems to be good. It's software is I think there's an update happening on the back end, so it's just taking a little bit longer to pull up my screen. And I'm just trying to get that to come up so that I can share with you guys the AI Studio. Okay, still not loading. All right. Of course, this is going to happen on my live Friday morning webinar. I've had a great track record of technology working for 7 months, and this morning it's not wanting to load for me. So, all right, well, let me start telling you about some of the things we've done, and hopefully over the next 2 or 3 minutes, I'll be able to show you some of the things we've been able to do. So one of the things that we were able to build is, and here's what I challenge you with as I go into what we've been able to build. I want to challenge you with thinking of things that you do in your daily life or monthly, some administrative task or a way for a contact to do something that you would like AI or an automation to take care of for you. Some tedious thing that you do. So one of the things that we're working on is a commission calculator. If anybody has salespeople, right, and you need those salespeople to get paid once a month, but you need to have some way to track their hours or track their sales, right, and the commissions based on how much was paid, right? Then you're doing it manually. You're in Excel. If you spend a lot of time in Excel, there's an opportunity for you to vibe code your way out of Excel, to use AI to get out of the Excel. If you're in a lot of document heavy things, if you're using a lot of your Microsoft Office products or your Google suite of services to do things over and over and over again with templates and things like that, there's likely a way that AI can recreate that wheel for you in a much easier, softer way. So I still don't know why my screen is not loading. I'm going to ask Heather, I know she's in here, to tell me in the private chat if she's able to pull JourneyBuilder up just fine, because I don't know if it's on my end or not. So we'll give that a second. We got a lot of people joining us today. Good morning, everybody. Let me look at some comments while I'm trying to get this sorted. When I try to open from the link, it goes to last week's. Thanks for letting me know, Meg. RC, there's an issue with the link, one of the links that's going to last week's webinar. Tech is great when it works and not so much when it doesn't work. Right. Okay. Seems to be working. I think it's on my end. Heather said she can get into JourneyBuilder. Let me see why I cannot. Well, when it rains, it pours, guys. Right. All right. It's not loading. The internet's good because I'm streaming live. So that part is good. All right. Commission calculator. What else? Oh, an estimate builder. If you want to build, maybe you just want to build an estimation tool. Can AI generate sales emails? Harry, absolutely AI can generate sales emails, right? So we've been talking since January, we've been talking a lot about AI for marketing. So your sales emails, your websites, your email series of emails, or your images or videos, right? You can make all of that with AI. And over the last couple of weeks, I've really tried to take us down this path of how do we actually use it to get stuff done in our business that doesn't require us to be doing everything, right? So one of the ways, and I can't, for some reason, my computer just, let me try to close that particular browser window and reopen it. I'm wondering if something just got hung up. Hang on one second. All right. Let's see. Avanice got you there, Harry. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. I think my browser window might have just died. It might have been that. Yes, that's what it was. That it was never going to load in that browser window. All right. I'm good now. I'm back. Let me share my screen once I get into the right account. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now, here we go. We're on now. All right. Avani said, I built a pricing calculator using the pricing strategy I teach, and OMG, it was a game changer. So, Avani, did you build it using JourneyBuilder's AI, or did you build it in Claude or Gemini or some other tool? That's what I want to know. And now I can share my screen. I'm going to pull this over here. Okay. All right. So this right here, and again, this is not something you, Claude, perfect. So not something you have to have or buy to do vibe coding. Again, our product, what we sell, what we offer is a platform called JourneyBuilder. If you're not familiar with the name JourneyBuilder, you may in fact be familiar with a company called High Level or a software called High Level or Lead Connector. That is the platform that JourneyBuilder is built on top of. So that is kind of like the plain Jane vanilla platform. And then we build custom solutions, or we give our clients the ability to build custom solutions. So it is a subscription-based tool. I have to use it for the webinars because I'm not paying subscriptions to other tools that do what this does, and this is what we sell. So, but if you do want to try it, if you see something I'm doing and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to do that too, then above, I believe it's above my head in this thing. And by the way, I got to change my layout look. In the upper corner, somewhere in this upper corner, there is a QR code, and there's like a blue duck in the middle of the QR code. If you scan that, it'll take you to get a 30-day free trial of JourneyBuilder. You don't, again, there's nothing on today's webinar that says you have to. It's just where I'm going to show you how we do things. So what you're looking at right now, this is in our platform. It's called Ask AI. And basically anything that we can do in our platform now, we can have AI build it for us. So one of the things we can try to do is, so pricing calculator. So Avanice, I like your idea. I'm gonna say, how can I build actually, I'm not even gonna say how can I. I'm gonna say, can you build me a pricing calculator that can be embedded on a web page. Now I can do this in the studio too. We have an AI studio, and that's where we built the commission calculator and the estimate builder. But I'm just gonna, I want to use the Ask AI because the Ask AI is going to say, I can use this system to build it, and this is how we're going to use your contact records and your opportunity records and your, all the different things and payments and invoicing inside the platform, but make it vibe coded. So on a web page linked to our contacts, and when the price is calculated, give them a link to buy. All right. Yes, D said Claude can do so many things. Claude is the best. It is the best AI. I get into this war all the time. I think Claude is the best AI overall versatile tool. If you get Claude on the paid version and you have the desktop, sorry, I'm digressing again. I'm going to hit enter and let it do its thing so that I can digress. It can do almost anything now, and it even has a lot of agentic features. When I say agentic features, I mean things that can run on your behalf or on a schedule to do things for you. So yeah, if you've not used Claude, go to claude.ai and start chatting with it, start training it on your systems on your business. So Harry, I want to come back to you with your AI generating sales emails. But let's go through this, and then hopefully we'll be able to build some sales emails before we're done. I hope that sounds good to you. So stick around. All right. So cool. So here's what my platform told me. Love this idea. Before I build it out, I need a few details to make the calculator work perfectly for getjourneybuilder.com. Answer these and I get it built. Fill out the 5 questions. I'll build you a fully embeddable pricing calculator complete with live price calculation, contact capture, and personalized buy link, all wired up to your CRM contacts. That's exactly what I was asking it to do, right? So what I'm showing you, this is built right into the JourneyBuilder platform. It's called Ask AI. And if you could think of it as like having Claude similar, like right in your CRM system, so that instead of you having to go click and point and find where you're trying to do things, you can actually have the AI just build the things out for you, right? Now, here's another thing. We now have a Claude integration into JourneyBuilder. It's called an MCP. Don't ask. But this is a way that you can connect JourneyBuilder to Claude, and you can actually type in Claude and have it do things inside of JourneyBuilder, have things get done inside of JourneyBuilder. Very, very cool. MCPs are very powerful and getting very, very popular. I still think maybe, well, I don't want to go too deep into the weeds on the tech, but you're usually there's like a little bit of a war of like using APIs versus MCPs. That's not what we're here to talk about today. All right, so the pricing calculator, let's say we want to do this for a combination of above. So our subscription plans, services and packages, physical or digital products. So we just want to have a pricing calculator for a combination. So I'm going to choose a combination and go to the next question. What inputs should drive the calculation? So I would say plan or package tier, add-ons or extra, billing cycle, monthly versus annual, because we always give a discount if somebody buys something annually. Quantity could be good. Hours could be good. I wouldn't do anything based on number of users or seats. We like giving everybody unlimited users and seats. So we'll go to the next one. Should the calculator capture the visitor's contact info before showing the price? Yeah, we definitely want that. So capture name, email, phone first, then show price. I like that. It's best for lead generation. So if I was sending somebody here to figure out how much it would cost them to work with me, right? And then I could just tell people like, hey, look, if you don't want to have a conversation with me or you don't want to see a demo, you're really just concerned about price. Let's here, go figure out what it's going to cost based on what you think you need. And then we can have that conversation after. So what should the buy now link go to? I would say an order form checkout page in the CRM would be the best way here. Describe your pricing structure. List your plans, prices, add-ons, or any custom inputs. So we're going to say, you know, our tier 1, $97 a month. Tier 2, $197. And I would go, you know, to build this really, I'd have to say what's in each. $497 a month. And tier 4, $997 a month. And this is more of a done for you. Whoops. Come on now. Done for you white glove service, right? Where we're just your agency that does everything in here and you don't really have to do much in the system. They kind of, and this is more of a DIY. All right, so let's just start with there, and then I could go a lot deeper, but let's just get a basic calculator built. So I go save. And you see on the right-hand side, the AI is actually like internalizing through this. It's very interesting to watch AI think right? So this is AI's thinking, and it tells you literally like, this is how my artificially intelligent brain is processing what you're looking for, right? So now it wants to know 4 tiers locked in, need a few more details to wire up the add-ins, billing cycle discount, quantity hours factor into the price. Okay, so list your add-ons and their monthly prices. So I would say hourly labor rates based on tier, right? So I have 4 tiers in our packages, right? So tier 1 was do-it-yourself 97. So it doesn't come with any labor. And all of this is AI tool inside of JourneyBuilder. Yes, Tanya, this is all inside of JourneyBuilder. It's the Ask AI, and it will do it right inside. It'll build it for you. And then it's connected to your system and your CRM. So you can have your invoicing and payment and subscription model. It's all inside of the platform. And I don't limit your access. So you have access to it on the $97 a month plan. However, disclaimer, using things like AI or text messaging or making phone calls or I think that's it, actually. Text, making phone calls, and using AI, buying a domain. Those do carry little extra charges. So what you do is you have like this separate wallet, and it's like when your credits go, you have credits. It's a credit system. So it's a pay-per-use system above the 97. But literally 5, 10, 15 max a month is probably what you'd spend for a long time until you really start having like lots of interactions in there. And then you might be paying, I have somebody who uses it as his company phone system. So JourneyBuilder is his company phone system, right? We do have that built in, the voice over IP and all that. So he does pay about $100. I think he said it was like $150 a month for the phone, but it's all recorded and tied into his CRM, and there's AI analyzing the call and sending transcripts and everything. So he's like, it's so much better because it's all in one place. Anyway, Meg, making you look fancy at work is like what I wake up in the morning to do. Okay, like I woke up this morning and first thing I did was I said a prayer for my family member who's struggling with something right now. And the second thing I did was like, all right, it's time to go let Meg make Meg look fancy at work. All right, so let's keep going. So hourly, so tier. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say tier 1. And by the way, coming back to Harry, what Harry was asking about. Once we have this, I'm going to show you then how I would make a sales email that would send somebody to this page, right? And I'm going to use AI to do it. I'm going to use Claude to do it. But anyway, nice. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, Maggie did. Tier 1, which is do it yourself, our hourly labor rate, if you need our help, is $175, but it gets cheaper based on the plan you're on. So if you're on a higher tier plan, 2 hours included, $150 additional. Right. So these are some of the things you're going to need to put in when you're trying to build a custom solution inside your platform, right? So you could type a sentence and think a whole app is going to be built out. There's going to be a lot of learning and back and forth and requirements. So tier 3. So I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can with as limited stuff as I can give it, because I don't need this to be perfect. But 5 hours included. And 125 hour additional. And our tier 4 package, which is really done for you, it's 10 hours a month included. And then $100 an hour if you need more than that. Right. And add-ons. Maybe you need a WordPress website hosting, or maybe you already have a WordPress site and you need us to host it and have it all built into the system. Maybe SEO, maybe SEO, maybe you need some search engine optimization. All right. And then Harry, listen to the replay later. Come back. I know you're getting ready to leave. I want you to listen to the replay later because I'm going to get to your sales email. Use AI to build a sales email. And I want you to see that. So go talk with your client and I'll make sure we talk about the sales email. And if you watch it later, you'll be good. You'll see it. All right. So I'm just going to say add-ons are WordPress hosting and SEO for now. Okay. If you guys don't know what SEO is, search engine optimization. We do have a built-in add-on for that you can get. There is a replay. Absolutely, there's a replay. And this is live on YouTube as well as my Facebook page and on the website. All right. What discount do I offer for annual billing? 2 months free. How does quantity affect the price? Yeah, let's just remove quantity for now. Add an hourly rate on top of the tier. I did that. A set number of hours. Extra hours cost more. And do you already have order forms, checkout pages set up in the CRM? Let's just say, please, I'll paste the URLs after you build the calculator. Okay, so now I believe AI is now going to build out this calculator. But one of the cool things that's new inside of our platform now, this is a brand new feature. I have not even used it yet, but the developers put it out. There is now the ability for Ask AI, which is what I'm using, to control your web browser. Now, you might be like, well, what the heck does that mean? Well, maybe you need to do something inside your system. You want the AI to go out and get information from another website, pricing information, background information, LinkedIn profile information, and bring that in to what you're asking it to do. Claude has a Google Chrome extension. Perplexity does, ChatGPT does. So these browser controls are great because then you can say, like, go out and find me the best price on a flight to Dallas in August, from between August 8th and August 10th from Greensboro, right? And you can just tell AI to do it. It'll go out, it'll open up browsers to all the different sites that it needs to search, pull in the pricing, and bring you back your answer. So all the AI tools can do it, and now JourneyBuilder is getting that built in. How cool is that? So I haven't even installed it yet. So, all right. All right. While this is working, I'm going to open up a new window here, and we're going to go to Claude. All right. And what I'm going to do for the purposes of Harry, I know he had to leave, but for Harry's purposes, I'm going to say, create for me a sales email that will drive people to our brand new pricing calculator page on our website. It should be engaging, compelling, and exciting. Let's gear the copy toward a business coach, or towards business coaches. Business coaches. Yeah, I'm going to take the A out. Toward business coaches. We want to show them how JourneyBuilder save them time and money and retain more coaching clients than ever. Right? So just go in. I'm using the Opus model, which I don't even need the Opus model. Opus is, I would use Sonnet here. If you're wondering about Claude plans, I've talked about this a lot, the different models. If you're writing emails or copy, you could probably just use Sonnet's probably the best. Haikus if you're asking questions, but Sonnet would do this. Opus is more for like building out. It can create Google Docs, and it can create spreadsheets, and it can create slide decks, and it can do coding, and it can do a lot of things. And then Fable 5 is the one you might be hearing about in the news. Fable is the one that they ran it through. They gave it to all these major enterprises, like big ones like Microsoft and Google and big massive companies. And they ran it through the different software to analyze it for security vulnerabilities. And Fable found so many. So the Department of Defense was like, whoa, we can't release this to the public because hackers get it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to use Sonnet for this. And we're going to get a sales email very quickly, I might add. I could. Avanice, good idea. You should add email sequence. Right. Definitely. Good idea. Could also have Claude write out the entire sequence. Here's another thing, though. In our pricing calculator, let me come back over here. And you can actually have it right. Oh, but still building the calculator. Okay. So you can have it build out sales emails in here as well. And you can have AI build out the entire workflow. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to go to automation. Actually, yeah, I can't do that. It's a client account, but I'll go to automation. Inside of JourneyBuilder, there's also an automation builder, and I could do it right in the Ask AI. I don't need to come in here, but I can build an entire workflow using AI, and I could say, I want to build a 10 email sequence for indoctrination after someone sees my pricing calculator page or sees my pricing calculator and submits their contact info. All right, that's all I'm typing in here, right? Now, that's working on one end, right? It's on it. The AI is going to build out the entire workflow, and then all we would need to do is either go in and tweak it ourselves or ask AI, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. But here, so submission of my pricing calculator form, yes. Okay, 1 per day for 10 days, yes. Okay, now come back over to Claude real quick. Here you go. Here's 2. Thank you, Avanice, for that email sequence idea. We'll come back. So here for Harry's benefit for later when he watches this, we have 2 options of sales email for that. One is a time and money hook. The other is a client retention hook. And the time and money hook starts out by saying, Coach, what's an hour of your time actually worth, with a little emoji and a great email, and then a link to go to the pricing calculator. And you can pretty much copy and paste, or you can just open it right up in your mail program, right from Claude. All right. So that one's going to be how much are you losing juggling all your tools. The client retention hook, are your coaching clients slipping through the cracks? Put the link in there. And this one is for people who might go through and do the calculator, but then they ghost out. Or if your clients are ghosting out after the coaching package ends, right? So this is something good to go between sessions. Very cool. All right, so there's your sales email for this. I'm going to come back over here inside JourneyBuilder right now. Look at this. when a form gets submitted to the pricing calculator, email 1, wait a day, email 2, wait a day, email 3, wait a day, email 4, right? And the emails are written already. All those emails are written. Now, would I just start this and let it go? Absolutely not, right? I just had AI build this entire automation with 1 day wait in between, and it did it in like seconds, so I didn't have to build it from scratch. And it also wrote all the emails. So I would just go through and I would just read through them just to make sure they look good, right? And there's my entire email sequence for this. And as a matter of fact, like 1 day after they go, here's the welcome and introduction email. It already says like, welcome to our community. Thanks for taking time to connect with us and showing interest in our pricing calculator. We're excited. Our goal is provided, blah, 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 right? So, but it's all the steps are built out for the automation. The error that it found here was we don't have this pricing calculator form built yet. So if I go back to my Ask AI, it's still building the calculator. But that's okay. It's actually custom coding the calculator, and then it's going to generate an embed form that I could put on a page with the calculator built in. So I'm going to show you some stuff I've built in the AI Studio right inside of JourneyBuilder. Okay, because I showed you the sales email, showed you how to build the automation, the workflow sequence for this, and we're building the program. I'm going to show you some other things that we've built with AI right inside JourneyBuilder. One of the ones that I built was I teach people how to use Google Gemini Notebook, which was called Notebook LM until last week. But of course, Google had to change the name again to Gemini Notebook now. So it's not Notebook LM. And you guys have seen me be an evangelist for Notebook LM for 6 months. It is now Gemini Notebook. They had to get fancy with me. So I don't know why they took the LM out, but Gemini Notebook. I'm a big believer in building notebooks for all of your things in your business, your operations, your marketing, your sales, your HR, your leadership, your all that, building these notebooks that you have a knowledge base to use. And so what I wanted to do was I came into JourneyBuilder and I was like, I want to build a game to capture leads. Like I want to give business owners a fun, cheesy, cute little game to play that kind of just gets them familiar with building notebooks and why that's important. So the goal is each level of the game, there's 6 levels, is a different notebook. And I'll show you, this was built. I did not code any of it. I just gave it a little picture of an avatar of me, which is right here, holding an ice cream cone, right? And I said, I want it to be a combination of Super Mario Brothers and Pac-Man, right? And there's going to be these little Pac-Man type ghosts right here that I can crush, right? And those are things that get in our way, right? Like, time and not documenting stuff. And then you can get these little power-ups along the way, right? Oh, I lost a half a life there. But so, and each level gets harder. And trust me, my team has all played this game, and I'll show you. So your sales notebook gets complete. And then what happens is when you complete the sales notebook level, it tells you that if you have a sales notebook, your business problem solved is inconsistent revenue and lost leads. The documents to put into that notebook are your sales scripts, your pitch decks, your objection handling. Here's a 30-day trial to JourneyBuilder. Submit your score to the leaderboard or go on to the next level, right? And each level gets harder. And the little power-ups along the way might be to do documentations. Like, what are you putting in this? The trans one is transcripts, right? Your sales transcripts, or your call transcripts. Then here's one that is your procedures, your SOPs. That's PROC. Then this one is your SOPs, right? So you can see, I'm not going to play the game, but you can actually build a little game or a different type of program. So that's one thing that we built using our AI builder that's built right in. I've also built a website with a really cool, it's called New Brutalism. I don't even know how to say it. Neo Brutalism theme. But I built this for a website called Marketing Agency Greensboro. And it's all about like how we help Greensboro businesses. And these are our different ecosystem of sites and some of the ways that we teach people how to do things or be on our podcast or book a strategy call. So I built this website with AI. Took me, I don't know. I want to say it took about 14 minutes to build the whole website. And it's really just it's not completely built, but it's really just a basic website. Right. And then the booking calendar built in, but that layout and that style, I thought it was fun with the heavy shadows and the square, you know, I just thought it was a very, very cool look. Like I love this look, but it's in my colors. And anyway, I thought that was very cool. We also talked about the, let me see if I can go to, hang on, I'm going to stop sharing. I want to go to a client, site, but I want to make sure I don't show any client information. So bear with me here while I pull that up. We're still building our pricing calculator. So let's go to, let's go over here. One of the things I had on the agenda for today that I might push back to next week, or try to cover 2 weeks in one next week. One of the things is to be able to fill your calendar with appointments, right? So what we're building is we're building a way that, let's say somebody books an appointment with you, which you could use the booking calendar in your automations for follow-up and sequences, right? Reminder messages, just like your doctor and dentist do. Like if you build that inside of here, what we're building is a way that if somebody cancels an appointment with you, that the system is going to go out and check and go through your waiting list. If you have people on the waiting list, it's going to go through and iterate through and offer the slot to somebody on your waiting list until it gets somebody to say yes, right? First in, first out. So if the longer they've been on the waiting list, they're the first ones to get asked about it. So that's something that I was going to talk and show you guys today. The automation I didn't get a chance to build out due to a family emergency, but the booking calendar piece is there with automations and reminders. And I think I've shared that on a previous webinar. But if you need a booking calendar similar to Calendly or Book Like a Boss or any of those, like you can use JourneyBuilder and build it in. It ties in with your entire CRM. So your contacts are updated, your opportunities are updated based on appointments. All right. I'm going to show you guys some other things that were built while we're still building our pricing calculator. Let me just make sure that I can show it without giving away any data that people shouldn't see. All right, I might have to do, man, that stinks. I got the logo in here. All right, hold on. I wish I could show you part of my screen. That would be wonderful. All right, Tanya, thanks for coming. Hope you do well with the client meeting. All right, I'm going to show you guys this one thing. Real quick that we're working on right now. And we used AI to code the entire thing, and it's all tied in to the CRM. I don't have any data in here. So it's for a sign company. They're a B2B sign company. And what we're trying to build is an estimation tool. So here's what we're doing. So it's all tied in with their CRM, right? Which is JourneyBuilder. And what they're able to do is pick a job from a list of jobs that would populate here, and it will fill in the information about them. And then as you go down, you can put in all your fabrication and hard costs, and then your installation, your design, your additional services, electrical, here's the margin analysis, customer totals, right? So it's going to build out the entire estimate, and then it can send that estimate off to a client. And it really didn't take long to build at all. inside the system, and you can use the Ask AI to do most of the work. Very, very cool. So guys, here's what I would say to kind of bring this all back in and kind of wrap this up for this week. And again, if you have questions about some of this stuff, just let me know, and I'm going to come back over. Let me get back over to our workflow. It looks like it's still building. It's stuck on this pricing calculator build here, but it's still generating it. Hopefully it's done before the end of the hour. But if you can dream it, it can be built. I'll say that again. If you can dream it, it can be built. Or as I like to say, the answer is always yes. Okay? We don't need to be limited by technology. If there's something that we can do that's going to save us time, save us money, the answer is yes. If you want to talk about what that looks like in your business as a project in your business, maybe you don't want JourneyBuilder, but you're like, I really want to build this thing, right? Book a 15-minute coaching call with me and tell me, say right off the bat, we're going to put a link to that coaching call in the chat here. Tell me in the coaching call notes when you're booking it, or when we get on the call, say, Jay, I don't think JourneyBuilder is right for me. I might still tell you why it would be, but I want to build this. This would make my life so much easier if I had this, or if my team had this. Book a coaching call with me, and the first thing to tell me is say, I need this. This is what I'm looking to build. Be it a piece of software, be it a piece of a calculator, be it something. I think the calculator might have got hung up, but anyway, just let me know what you want to build or what would save you time. If it's a spreadsheet you're working in, you don't want to use Excel because then you got to turn it into a PDF, or sending it and making it duplicatable, or you're always entering these numbers again. You're looking for a way to get the numbers in there. You're tired of manual entry. You're tired of going through and trying to find leads, or just whatever it is that you need help building. Or maybe it's a piece of like internal software, like an estimation tool, or some type of calculator, or something that's going to run on a schedule, right? So that maybe you want to do a newsletter for your company, but it takes a lot of time to build the newsletter and then the social posts and getting the content and formatting all that content. You can actually let AI do a lot of that work in an automation and just have it delivered to you like every Monday, right? So it gets the sources, it goes and looks at it goes out in your browser, it gets all the sources, and then it brings it in and it creates the blog post, and it creates the email, and it creates the social media posts, and you get it on Monday morning. And you can also have it just scheduled right to go to your blog, so you can just hit publish, and right to your social calendar, so you can just hit schedule, right? All of these things are done to make our lives easier and make things faster and seamless. And the only thing that AI requires is human oversight. AI is not going to kick us all out of our jobs. AI is going to make our lives easier. But the good AI is the AI that has human oversight. I firmly believe that is still the case. Now, is that going to be the case 2 or 3 years from now? I still think there's going to need to be human oversight, because you can't just start sending things out from your company. I read of a tool yesterday. I've learned about it a few weeks ago, but a lot of people got in a conversation about a tool. I'm not going to name the tool. There's the jury's still out on how good it really is, but I read about a tool where you gave access to this tool to do these things on the computer, and it started automatically sending out these weird emails that didn't match up with the contact records in their platform, right? So these people were getting emails about nothing they were interested in or had inquired about, right? So human oversight is still very, very important. So you can set these things up to do things, but just be careful when you do it. So the coaching call link is in there right now. If you want to book the coaching call link, you should see that link now in the chat. And if you are interested in JourneyBuilder, you can use the QR code. If you want to just learn more about how you can use AI in your business, or maybe you have some ideas, book the coaching call. It's free. It is not a JourneyBuilder demo. If you want a JourneyBuilder demo, I'll give you a different link. So I don't want you to think that I'm not going to book this because all he's going to do is take 15 minutes and try to sell me on JourneyBuilder. No, if you book that coaching call, I take that very seriously. I will say, why are we here? What do you need to learn? What are you working on? What are you trying to fix? And we will take 14 out of the 15 minutes on solving your problem. And then I will say, hey, have you thought about JourneyBuilder? Right? So if you give me, and sometimes those calls go long, they go to 20 or 22 or 23 minutes. And it's only because, I'm only going to take about a minute just to gauge where you're at with getting a system, an AI operating system into your business. So hope that's fair. I've got a couple more minutes today. I was hoping that this build would finish, but it is taking a little bit longer here. You can see it's stuck on this one. Let me see if I can push it ahead while I'm waiting on any new questions. Are you stuck? I've seen AI get stuck before. Not at all. Oh, he delivered it. Was just waiting on me. Oh. Where did he give the calculator? I didn't see it. View the calculator. All right. Okay, so copy the code block from above, host it live on your CRM visual. Show me a mock-up. I didn't see the. Yeah, I don't think it finished it, but looks like it was still building it. Let's see here. But what it would do is it would give us a code that we could put on our web page. And if you use the AI Studio, which I didn't, I used the Ask AI, which is the CRM AI. But if you ask the AI Studio to build it, it would just build it as a web version, which is probably a better way to do this. But here you go. Here's a mock-up of what it built out before. And the real one is fully interactive. But this is what it would look like. Pick your plan. This is a bad mock-up, but pick your plan. How many additional hours do you need? How many additional services do you need? Which those prices aren't right because I didn't give it very much. And then a buy now would take them to the link to get it. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. I would want to get the actual code and put it on a page, but it's amazing what it can build. Amazing what AI can build. All right, any questions? And I do appreciate you guys, your patience for letting me divert today and talk more about how we can use AI coding to get more done. It's part of operations. So I don't feel like I diverted too far off course, but again, I do apologize. If you guys have been following with me for the last 7 months, I take these webinars very, very seriously. I make sure I show up or record something. But I wasn't expecting what I had going on, what I still have going on to happen. So everything will be all right though. And if I don't see any more questions, we're gonna end the stream soon. I'll be out early, but I hope to see you back next week. RC, if you have the link for next week, you can go ahead and post that. And Avanice, thank you. Thank you for that. I do try to give you guys value as much as I can. And a lot of this, I want to talk about that too while I'm waiting in case another commercial. But Avanice, brought something up about giving value. I'm a firm believer in value, in delivering value. So what I want to do and what I try to do every week is give you guys the option to think about what's possible, right? Like, what could I do? What do I spend my time doing? That may be the number one question. Where do you spend most of your time? Because there's probably a way that you could make that easier, and it's not going to cost you, $5,000 a month for an employee, or $2,000 a month, or $1,000 a month. You could probably have it done for less than $100 a month. So thanks, D. I love giving value. But yeah, just I want you guys thinking about your businesses. I mean, I can show you a bunch of things and a bunch of things I do to run my business, but it's always nice when I can kind of help you think in yours. So Avanice, lead generation. Lead generation is great. Look at the Appify app, Appify Actors. You can pretty much do any leads. So lead generation, Appify is a great platform, very inexpensive, and you can generate a ton of leads. There's also some other data sources that I'm looking into, and I may do a joint webinar with somebody who can actually find people online that are looking for your services and deliver that data to you and deliver it right to your CRM, which can then trigger automations and AI to reach out to them. So we're working on that. We may do a lead generation series very soon. Next week's webinar is posted to register for that. D says that would be perfect. Yeah. Let me look at the next series. I want to do one on lead generation, but I also want to see if I can bring in some other AI people. I remember when I did the vibe coding one, I brought in my colleague Delroy, who is a trusted friend and wizard when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And I brought him in for a workshop. So I may bring on some special guests soon. And I think that would be a lot of fun too, because my perspective is good and I'm doing all these things, but I think getting the perspective of other experts in the field, they may say something differently than I would say it, and that might click or resonate with you guys. So I think we'll look at that. And if this person that I'm thinking of can show us how we can use AI to get, or if we can build something where he can show you how to get the data, and then we show you how to then automate that whole process. I think that would be a really fun one. So we'll work on that. All right, guys, I'm going to let everybody go. We're going to call it quits. I've got some phone calls to make and some things to do. I hope everyone has a great weekend. You're all awesome for showing up every week. Thank you. And if you have any questions at all, book a 15-minute call with me. Just book a coaching call. If I'm booked out for a couple weeks, just book it. I know I'm going away the first week of August. So I had somebody tell me I wasn't available till like August 10th. That's okay. Just book it. All right. Avanice, thank you so much for the prayers. I really do appreciate all that. And we will be back next week, and that'll be my last live one for 2 weeks, because then I'm going to do a recorded one the week after that, I believe. And have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you all soon. Thanks again for showing up. See you next week.